morning, everybody. It is 8:11 a.m. It is November 28th. Let's see here. Welcome to my channel. This market is currently, what are we, down pre-market, right? We are down. Just give me 1 second. Both in demand zones, and the Nasdaq and the ES. Sorry, my daughter's playing Mario Brothers in the background. Alright, sorry about that. Yeah, so we're both kind of going a little bit negative here. And without further ado, let's just get into this. Welcome to my channel. My name is Steven Gonzalez. Use volume profile, market profile to find structure in the market, along with gamma exposure levels, supply and demand, and the most traded price of the year, the month, the week, and the preceding day. Alright, this all helps me find structure in the market. Okay? And price action right now is selling off. But again, we have to look at structure and see what that's doing. Right? Now we have a lot of Fed speak today, so that's gonna possibly affect these markets. You never know what's gonna really be the catalyst. So let's just get right into subscribing, maybe. Subscribing, setting alert. Alright. And if you do like what you see, give me a thumbs up. That would be much appreciated. As always, you can follow me on X, and that's at Gonzo719. Okay. Now, what I did talk about yesterday and on the weekend, I said I think we're going to get a push up, one little push up, and then we're finally going to get a correction. Now, I'm not touting as I predicted it, but that's kind of what happened yesterday. Okay, and it's kind of following through right now. Okay, because a lot of things were just topping out. Okay, I think the year-end rally probably still intact unless structure breaks. All right, we can get right into the watch lists here. Let's look at it here. Now, the VIX is up 1.97%. Okay, that's one thing that's super complacent. Not a lot of fear, right? So puts are cheap. Let's see. Okay, Ether's up 1.36, Bitcoin's up 1.18, crude getting some love, up 1.12, expecting some OPEC cuts. All right, dollar was down earlier, now it's just a little above, but it's flat. Gold gapped up today, okay, over a key level, 2017. Okay, the next level is around 2078. Can gold make this final run? I don't know. I hope it does. The dollar pulled back, pretty harsh. So we'll have to see what metals do. Okay, 10-year yield down to 4.38 yesterday. Okay, 30-year bonds are being sold a little bit, so I'd expect that number to stabilize. The Dow is down 0.13. Silver, we're just selling silver. ES is down 0.27. Silver is down 0.29. The Russell is down 0.33. Okay, and Nasdaq is the weakest of the bunch, down 0.35. Okay, moving on to stocks I like to day trade and swing trade. Okay, Boeing got an upgrade. Okay, price target I think is 275, changed from 200. All right, so that's getting a lot of love there. I like that when it was at like 197, and then it just like CPI and like that kind of, I didn't get to get in that trade. Then it was hitting the 200-day moving average at like 208. So, but however, it is making the move. All right, coin up 0.78. Now we just got a bunch of laggards. Okay, let's get to the top laggards now. Roblox hit a big gamma level of 39 yesterday. That's a huge positive gamma level. Okay, I'm looking for a pullback. I'm waiting for a pullback. Okay, so Amazon is down 0.6. Okay, Meta's down 0.61. And we got BABA running at the bottom, down 0.89. Okay. Now we go to top sector stocks. All right. Now, Chevron and Exxon, those are the leaders. Everybody else kind of flat. And then we go down to some laggards. Okay, we got Visa. Visa's been very overbought, overextended. Disney down 0.23. Qualcomm down 0.23. Morgan Stanley actually got a downgrade. That's why they're down 0.38. Okay. One other notable downgrade has been Shopify. That's also been downgraded. Moving on to sectors. Okay, let's see. Not much of a leader here. We just have flat and we have laggards. Bottom three laggards, we got communications and we got healthcare, discretionary. Now, over the weekend, I said I was really interested in a pullback in healthcare, a pullback in discretionary, right? Because discretionary is coiling, right? Healthcare just made a breakout. Now you're looking for the pullback. Financials have been a little overextended as well. That's why I said I think we're due for some type of pullback. Also showed you guys the indicator of the S&P 500 stocks. All right, and the percent of S&P 500 stocks over the 20-day simple moving average, and it was like it's at like 92% right now. Usually usually you get a little pullback from there. I showed that yesterday. Okay. Economic calendar we can get into. We can get into some news here. There's not much news that I would talk about right now, but we're going to get into let's see here. Let's see here. All right, what do we got today? We got 10 a.m. consumer confidence. All right. Then we have Fed's Goolsby, Fed Waller, Fed Bowman, Fed Barr, Fed Barr. All right. So a bunch of Fed speak today. All right. That's about it for today. What happened in the news that I wanted to talk about here? It just says futures drift lower ahead of comments from Fed speakers. Let's go to financial juice. They probably have it. Okay, let's see. They have breaking OPEC plus talks are difficult. Further delay in the meeting is possible. Possibly rollover is a possibility. Okay. What else here? And then you have the ECB. ECB rate hikes are not necessarily over. We would have to hike again if the inflation outlook worsened. That's really all there. I want to see if there's anything else here to talk about because I don't really think there is. We have Tesla investors brace for unveiling of Cybertruck on Thursday. That's really it, what I want to talk about here. All right, we can get into the daily charts, and I'm just going to briefly go over them. I mean, we're getting right now, we're in demand zone. We're at the bottom of the range. Now, let's see if buying ensues, okay? And we'll get into that. Give me one sec while I pull up some daily charts. All right, let's see what we're doing here. We did yesterday, bunch of nothing. All right, held this downtrend, this uptrend line. Okay, kind of bounced off it, and we're just doing a lot of nothing. Right, we're in the middle of last week's range, and we're at 453 right now. We're down here, so we're gapping down. Okay. Now let's see if this is a little pullback that gets bought. Do we come back to around 451? We have to see. Okay. Okay, the Qs. in the middle, right in the middle of last week's range. Okay, nice selling wick here. And let's see if we pull back. Do we pull back to here, 387, maybe even back all the way down to here, 384. We have to see, okay? Little uptrend going here. Could pull back here. We have to see. Really, let's see. We're at 388.10, 388.10. We're basically at the lows of yesterday. Okay, we're at the lows of yesterday. All right. So let's look at that triple-headed monster. Right? Why don't we look at that triple-headed monster together? It very important. 10-year yield. Okay. So 10-year yield. Now remember this 100-day moving average, and you look across 4.36 yield. That's a big resistance level. Okay. That became support now. Next move down, it would be 4.2. So really have to keep an eye on this market. Okay, the bond market, because the more we fall, the more we can rally. Okay, and the VIX is just down. I don't need to talk about that. It's at the lows. So, and the dollar. Okay, let's look at that dollar. Dollar's just been in a downtrend. Okay, it's been in a downtrend. It's got support here at 102.71. Now, right now, we're at last week's lows. Okay, we're underneath the 200-day moving average. Okay, underneath all moving averages. Okay, so like I said, can we go down to 102.7, which would definitely, you know, a bearish dollar is good for equities, good for commodities. Okay, good for metals. Obviously, it's part of commodities. So that's really what I wanted to look at there. And now we could look at some structure. Need some movement in this market. We got some nice volume. Volume's coming back in. All right, let's look at give me a second here. Let's look at some market profile, volume profile. Give me one sec here. All right, let's look at that together. We can look at some structure together. That's what I like to look at. Really gives me a good solid foundation for this market. Okay. Let's look at it. All right, and this would be obviously market profile, volume profile. Okay. All right, prices here. Okay, there's yesterday's lows, so we're gapping lower. Okay, here's our profile. Very, very balanced. Okay, very balanced profile. Now, what's happened? Okay, we have ultimate balance. Okay, the most traded price of the month and the week are equal, and that is 45.65. Whenever you have the most traded price of the month and the most traded price of the week, that's ultimate balance. Okay, that's what I like to call it, and you're expecting a big move. Okay, I've talked about this in my weekend video. All right, most traded price of the month and the week are equal. Okay, the most trades have transacted here, short and long. So the farther you get away from that, the more pain someone's going to be in. You're going to have a breakdown or a breakout to the upside. It's inevitable. And the more time you spend in this range, the bigger the move. Okay? That's how that works. All right. So we're gapping down. We came right into demand zone. Okay. Now, since we're underneath this level, that is bearish. Okay. Now, bearish in the like micro view. Okay. In the micro view. Now let's look at the structures and what happened yesterday. Now you do have a bullish imbalance in this profile in the overnight, meaning it's very incomplete. Usually you have excess, right? So if we come back and take out this volume, which would have to take out this big level. That could propel us higher. Okay. Inventory, that's not an edge right now. So let's look at yesterday's high, yesterday's low, overnight low, overnight high. Okay. So what I'm seeing here is, like I just said, in demand, in demand. Okay. You know, this bullish imbalance is definitely something to look at. Okay. But we're gapping down. So let's talk about it real quick. Everybody watches me. We got some gap rules here. So what's the most bullish? Well, if we gap and go, right? Second is fail to fill the gap, which is the gap would be here. Fail to fill and go. Or fill the gap and go. Right? These are all scenarios to find if sellers are strong. Okay, if we fill the gap and start moving back into range, well, that puts sellers on their heels, right? And then we can go probably back to the other side. So let's get into some scenarios here. Now I'm going to go with a bullish scenario because we're at the bottom of the balance. Okay, bottom of the balance. We just made some little excess here. Okay, so we have to see here. To me, right now, balance rules, usually you fade the edges, so you want to go long here. Okay, so even if we open and pull down a little bit, even touch the overnight lows and hold this demand higher low, this could definitely propel us up to the big level of 45.65. You take that out, take the supply out, pull back, that could make the move higher. Okay, now this is very easy because we're in balance, right? So what's the other side? Well, this level could act as resistance, right? So if we come down here, poof, come up, there's supply right here, and let's say we fail at this big level, well, that could be right here, come down, and you could take out this demand, hold, and let's see, can we go back down to this demand zone and this high volume node here? I don't know. All right, we're still out of holiday, so I don't know if we have a big move in us. It's gonna happen. I don't know when. Okay. Obviously, too, we could also come up to here to this supply, fail, same thing, go down, right? The real test is if we come up here, come into this supply zone, and do we fail under this level and come back down? That's really what it is, right? And you have to feel the strength of the market. Is it mixed? Is everything firing on all cylinders, right? Like yesterday, it wasn't. It just wasn't firing on all cylinders. Okay, so it's a very easy structure to look at. Let's move over to the NASDAQ. Okay, let's look at some structure. So we have there's the weekly profile. It's pretty balanced. Okay, we have our most traded price right here. That's about 16020. Okay, so price is here underneath this level. So like I said, in a micro view, that's a little bearish. However, we are in balance. You look to the left, these lows have been defended. We're in demand and we popped out. See, the Nasdaq's already popping out, right? So that's why I said if we come down to the bottom of this range in the 90 EMA daily here, we came down, touched it, and now we're starting to come back. Okay, now we do have one difference in the Nasdaq. It's almost 100% net short, so there's the only long activity to this much short activity. However, you really, if you want to do a nice fade, you really want to see the market down here, because then you can start making these shorts pay. Okay, so we don't have that. We're in the middle of the range. Okay, let's talk about the highs of yesterday, right? Nice excess to the highs right here. Okay, that's yesterday's lows. So we're not gapping down in the Nasdaq. Here's the overnight low. Here's the overnight high. You still have the bullish imbalance too in this profile. Okay. So, and it lines right up with this level. So you could get a quick boof move and hold this level to go higher, right? With this bullish imbalance. Because see how this profile has excess and then, excess on the bottom? This is incomplete, right? You don't have this at the top. That's why it's a bullish imbalance. This could get taken out, okay? All right, so what do we have to look at, right? Same thing, all right? Not much to really glean here, okay? Now, I'd like us to come back here, maybe even touch the overnight low, get shorts involved. That's like a bear trap. Higher low. Test the most traded price. If you can break that, hold it, and then you get supply here. It could be tough sledding, and then you could maybe get the breakout. But like I said, I'm a little hesitant with that. But this could be possibly happen, All right, that could possibly happen. Now, on as far as the short side, you have two demand zones here, one here and one here. So it's so tough to be short in this market right now. Like at the lows, right? At the lows of balance. I would think that would be a low probability move. Okay. But again, let's talk about what can happen here. We definitely can take this up, come into supply. If we get some weakness here, you have to bypass that big level, hold under it, and then take out these demand. You have to take these out, hold, take out this demand zone, hold, and possibly go down here to about 158.60. That's tough sledding. Could happen though. Now we do have a weak low here, right here. That's a weak low.
I finished the third board. Look, I finished the third board.
So that weak low is susceptible to get broken, okay? But then you got a demand zone below,
I made it to the
okay? So, like I said, we're in balance. This is susceptible to get broken, but it's also susceptible to get broken and then push right back up higher, okay? So, you're in balance, and basically, you fade the edges until it doesn't work anymore. Okay, that's basically how I'm looking at the market right now. Okay, we're just in balance. You don't want to be inside here initiating a trade. Okay, and this is just can it work out? Yeah, of course. Initiate a trade in here. You're gonna feel this choppiness if you do. Okay, that's why you need to be active here or active up here. All right. Let's look at some farther, more structure, just to look at what we're looking at here. We got the ES on a daily. That's not really what I want to show you guys. Let's look at the ES here. Okay, you can just see this is 4-hour candlesticks with weekly profiles and monthly profiles. And on the right, you have a heat map of the rolling year and then a white volume profile of this year. Okay, and you can just see 44.65. This is this week's most traded price and last week's most traded price. See that? So we're just queuing up for something. Okay, you can come back here to this month's most traded price, 45.20. So the market could come back here, test it. I believe if we do get a correction, that's probably where we'll hold. Okay, so we'll have to see. Let's look at the NASDAQ structure real quick. I'm going to bring this down so you guys can see it. All right. So You can see the coiling again, right? Like right here. Price is just hanging out or in balance. Okay. Now you do have the most traded price of this month. Now remember, these profiles just go by the month, not the rolling month. So these are more like this is this month's most traded price. The other things I gotta show you, those are rolling. It's not just of the current month, it's of the last like month, right? So again, this is where I would expect to get a pullback here to 15866 in the Nasdaq. Okay. Now look at this candle here. You do not have good structure here. If you fall below, you could land here. Okay. And this is all yet to be determined, right? I'm just saying we're coiling. Something's going to happen. Okay. Now I did talk about crude. I just want to show you guys something. What's going on in crude? All right. You can see a downtrend, obviously, right? But this is the most traded price of the rolling year and of this year, 78.31. We are below that. See that? You see how the market kept hitting its head on this level? Well, I want to see it take this level and hold it, and then I feel like I don't know if this happens this year or what, or if OPEC talks about more cuts, possibly could happen, right? That was just some structure. I wanted to show you guys we have a plan. We're back in balance. We're back at the bottom of balance. Can this market push up higher? I don't know. I will see the strength, feel the strength of the market, looking at order flow and gamma exposure and all that stuff when the market opens. So to make my decisions. Okay. So hope everybody enjoyed today. Subscribe, set an alert if you haven't already. Okay. Please, if you do like, looks like gold's pulling back a little bit. I don't know. And give me a like. All right. You can also follow me on X at Gonzo719. And I hope everybody has a good day today. Stay green. Be patient. Right? Be patient. A big move's gonna happen. Could happen with core PCE. Could happen with Jerome Powell's speech. All right. All right. Wish everybody good luck today. I'll see you guys tomorrow.